everyone, it's Andy with the Reverb Tone Report, and today I'd like to show you 3 new entries into the pedal world from Paul Reed Smith. It's actually their first 3 pedals ever, and they're not just run-of-the-mill designs. These are really unique circuits, and they're all analog, so let's check them out. The PRS pedal lineup consists of 3 all-analog effects designed to enhance your rig and offer true bypass, high-quality through-hole components, and are made in the USA. Mary Cries is an optical compressor inspired by the renowned LA2A studio compressor. The optical gain reduction circuit reacts in a natural way that doesn't detract from the dynamics of your playing. Mary Cries can offer up clean boost, subtle string balance, or heavy sustain without squashing the signal. Whether you rely on overdrive from your amp or entirely from pedals, the Horsemeat Transparent Overdrive can adapt to and enhance your tone. This unique take on a mythical gold overdrive uses germanium diodes for that classic smooth breakup with just the right amount of mid-range push. The voice is a powerful control you don't see anywhere else that adjusts the frequency response of the clipping stage, so it really affects the compression and warmth of this overdrive. Covering a wide range of modulation, both old and new, is the Wind Through the Trees. This is a dual analog flanger that gives you the power to mix together 2 separate LFOs with their own manual, depth, and rate controls. New and unexpected waveforms emerge when you blend these 2 together, or you can focus on one and crank up the regeneration for vintage jet plane swoosh. As you've seen with their guitars and amplifiers, PRS forges their own path and offers sounds that are designed to inspire. You can find the new PRS pedal lineup right here on Reverb. Let's start off with some horse meat, shall we? I'm going to start with a low gain setting, and I'll really want to show you how powerful that voice control is. So I'm going to start with it about halfway and then go on either side of that. And as you increase the voice, it just kind of opens up the attack and the immediacy of the overdrive, and it really has a huge effect on the tone. Increasing the gain really just accentuates those higher voice settings. It just makes the attack so much more present. and you have that active bass and treble to accommodate any settings you have, especially if you have a high gain setting and the voice increased, you're going to want to kind of shave off some frequencies. So let's try that with a higher gain setting. Let's try out some really low gain settings, and I'm going to introduce the Cries Optical Compressor here because we don't have a lot of sustain with a low gain setting, but we could really help that out with a pretty heavy setting with the compression knob about 3/4 of the way up. And there's a lot of output on tap with the Cries compressor, not only to add some extra drive and sustain to overdrive pedal, but just to your clean sound. So let's try it without the overdrive, and I'll just show you the whole range of the compression knob and how we could counteract that heavy compression with a lot more output. All right, let's get to flanging with the Wind Through the Trees. And this is a dual flanger. To help illustrate the different sweeps and the sounds within each LFO, I'm going to use a little bit of overdrive here. Now let's move over to LFO2, which is completely the opposite. It's a very shallow sound because we're using the quickest delay possible, and I'm going to be using a faster rate. That faster one it's kind of a nice shallow setting, but it gets really repetitive. You start to hear that swish over and over. But when you blend them together, they sort of kind of trick your ears, and it's a more complex waveform. You saw me mess with the regeneration earlier, and that's really the key on any flanger to get a more extreme swish. But if you back things off, it's more subtle, and you could actually get a traditional chorus sound. So I'm just going to use one LFO in this case, increase the manual, which is delay time. So our chorus wants to be a longer delay sound. And I'm actually going to back off on the wet-dry mix. We've had it all the way up. And just to give everything a little bit more sparkle, we could add some highs to the whole signal. And I have two LFOs here that are kind of similar. They're a longer delay time, but they're a medium and a faster speed. And when they mix together, it's just one of those things you really can't just pinpoint, but it's definitely movement in the background. So it's, again, a sound that's not predictable. And that's, I think, the goal here with this flanger. It's not something that's just going to get monotonous, and you could leave it on for a whole song even. Well, there you go. Paul Reed Smith giving you some studio quality compression, dynamic overdrive, and some very unique dual analog flanging. And you can check them out right here on Reverb. Thanks for watching. Be sure to let us know your favorite in the comments, and I'll see you next time.